Welcome back to Ozarks Tonight. Well, with summer here, everybody wants to look good, of course, and many of us say we always have a few pounds to lose. So today we're talking a little bit about different diets and different ideas people have to lose weight. We have with us a health coach, Adam Wright. Adam, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So first of all, I want to talk about being a health coach. Okay. For people at home who maybe don't know what it is it the same as a personal trainer? Does it include personal training? What is a health coach? What exactly do you do?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So I'm also a personal trainer as well, and so for me, I do both. But a health coach is somebody that works with people to help them reach their goals and improve their health, whatever that is. And they can work alongside with their doctor's recommendations. So a health coach doesn't treat, diagnose, or give out therapy, but they give suggestions and they help. They're in your corner, if you will. They help you reach your goals and figure out what works best for you.
Is that a big misconception, nutrition and exercise? Many people think, I'm going to the gym, I'm exercising, but if you're not paying attention to your nutrition the same way that you are exercise, or maybe even more, is that a big misconception?
It's a huge misconception. You can't, it's not all about calories in versus calories out. You can't out-exercise a poor diet, like I said. If you look at it from a calories in versus calories out standpoint, that's part of it. But it discounts hormone optimization and metabolic flexibility, which is very important.
So talking about nutrition, one of the things I wanted to talk about was keto, low carb, paleo. We hear a lot about that when we're focusing on nutrition. People think carbs are the enemy. What do you think?
Well, carbs definitely have lots of nutritional value, right? They're full of vitamins, minerals, fiber, bioflavonoids, and polyphenols we don't even know about yet. But many times the carbs that we eat cause too much of a sugar or glucose load on our bodies, and so they can be bad. But it's the amount that makes them bad. And timing plays a role as well. But carbs are not in and of themselves evil, no, not at all.
You talked about your journey and your ups and downs with weight. So you have your own personal journey. You have been through it, so you're also helping people do that now. Tell me about your journey.
In 2017, my wife took this special picture of me on a cruise ship waiting in line to ride the Flow Rider, and I was like, oh, no, I can't do that. Becoming a health coach, managing a fitness center at the time, and personal trainer, I can't look like that. I came back from the cruise, started working out extra hard and following the calories in versus calories out mantra and try to eat healthy. But I lost 10 to 15 pounds the first month and leveled off for the next couple months and was starting to feel worn out. It's like, okay, this isn't working. How can I lower the weight even more? And that's when I decided to, okay, I'm going to go against what I've been taught, even in my personal training certifications, about eating plenty of carbs. And I lowered my carbs way down. I was eating a lot more than I realized, so I lowered them way down, and I raised my fat, the healthy fat, up quite a bit. Specifically, stopped eating grains and went less on the sugar, like the fruits specifically, and the weight just started falling off. 1 to 4 pounds a week, like it was nothing, and I could work out less intense. I was, I think, 280 at the time when I took that picture. I'm at 213 today. Would
you call that keto or low carb, or do you have a name for it?
I would call it low carb. I never went into full keto. Now, the last 6 or 7 months, I've experimented with keto and gone in and out of it. But how you define keto is subject to your interpretation or who you trust or whose opinion you subscribe to. So keto, from a dietary standpoint, means you're eating 50 net grams of carbs a day or less. But also, it can be defined by the amount of ketones your body is actually producing and utilizing. So I could be eating upwards of 150 to 200 grams of carbs a day, but still be producing and utilizing ketones because of my metabolic flexibility or my carb threshold and my activity level. So it's hard where you put that definition with keto. So I never went that low until, like I said, just recently, just to experiment and try different things. And when I did, I went keto for 2 weeks, pretty hardcore, and lost 5% body fat.
How many grams of carbs are you eating now?
So now I average between 40 and 70 grams a day.
Is that pretty low for a man your age, your weight, your size?
Compared to what I used to do, yeah. I used to eat 300 probably.
Now when you say fat, obviously that's not any fat, that's a healthy fat.
Right.
Can you expand on that
Sure.
and tell me what types of fats are you eating?
Okay. The way that I define it as healthy fat is no vegetable oils, but yes, plenty of butter, avocado oil and avocados, full fat yogurt, not low fat or fat-free, full fat, nuts, seeds, eggs, bacon. Of course, you want to keep all those things in mind. There's other health and not so healthy components of all these foods. So this is just generally speaking.
That might be surprising to some people that you say no vegetable oil, but butter. Why is that?
So butter is natural. It comes from a cow who ate grass, hopefully, right? Preferably you want to get butter and dairy products from cows that were grass-fed, but grain-fed is okay. It's just not the best version. Vegetable oil is processed with heat and acids, which then make it a bad thing for your body to absorb and utilize, and it can create damage in your cell walls, and it's not the best energy source.
How would you maybe simplify this process for someone who's just starting out and interested in losing some weight and maybe following one of these diets or just losing weight in general?
So I would say start tracking what you're doing and not doing so you know. I mean, I didn't realize I was eating as many carbs as I was until I tracked it and realized, oh. And find out just how many carbs you're eating, how many proteins you're eating, how much fat you're eating, and what the total caloric load of that is, and then how your exercise relates to it. And then generally speaking, people should probably lower their carbohydrates to about 150 grams a day, and their protein should be about 0.70 times their lean body mass, which that's what I help them do. I figure out what their lean body mass is, and then we multiply that by 0.70, and that's their grams of protein they should shoot for.
Great. Adam, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
We'll be right back with more right here on Ozarks Fox.